Is maintenance really important for a website?
Absolutely. Maintenance is crucial. If you don't do it, you will regret it. If not today, 2 years down the line. Because if you're not updating it, if you're not taking regular backups, not only your performance will deteriorate, you will be susceptible to malware attacks. And if by any chance your server crashes and you don't have backup, trust me, all your efforts gone. And I'm not talking this as if some theoretical case. I have seen all these things happening with our customers. We have customers who had no backup and they had to manually restore content after the site got hacked. They had 1 month old backup, right? Since then, they had made a lot of changes and they had to do it all over again. All these things, my recommendation, do regular maintenance. Even if your website is a static website, verify things, have a look at it.
What are the core domains of maintenance that marketers overlook but really need?
See, it's quite simple. Some things that people overlook. One of the important thing is performance optimization. What happens is once a website is delivered to you, you will upload content yourself. When you are uploading content yourself, you end up uploading images of larger size. You end up including a lot of other plugins. You start including all sorts of JavaScript third-party integrations, right? And they all hamper your website performance, front-end performance, right? So when you do regular maintenance, you do these activities and then you basically go ahead and optimize for them, right? So that is the first thing that most marketing people overlook and why their core web vitals over time deteriorate. Next is of course security, right? If you are not updating your WordPress site, your plugins, your themes, WordPress over time, right? There are security issues that may or may not come up and you may get infected. And we have had this issue multiple times. Like we have met customers who have come to us after they have been infected with malware. So the effort required, to maintain is cheaper than when you end up cleaning and migrating. And during that whole phase, your website is down. It gets penalized by Google and your search rankings go down, right? So all these things has a negative impact if you ignore the regular security updates or maintenance activities. Finally, if you are regularly maintaining, which also means you will continuously improve your website based on the user feedback, you will add new pages, you will remove content, you will change content, right? So all this together makes a complete package, and these are the few things that marketing people usually ignore on their websites.
Why is a virtual private server needed over the other hosting? And why not use a shared one?
See, if your website is important, then you should go for a managed WordPress hosting, preferably. And if you have a DevOps team or a people to support you, then VPS, right? Simply because a lot of your common headaches is taken care of by managed hosting providers. And if you want better performance, more resources at a slightly manageable cost, then you should be looking at engaging a DevOps team and then hosting it on a VPS, because in the long term, VPS with a DevOps team will come out to be cheaper than managed hosting. But shared hosting should never be. Absolutely no. You have heard of WordPress being insecure, right? The reason is shared hosting. Every site that has been hosted on a shared server has almost always faced the malware infection without fail, because on shared host, it's not just your site. If someone else in your vicinity has insecure site, you will also get impacted. And that's why whenever someone comes to us, we always talk about VPS hosting or managed hosting, but never shared hosting. Absolutely no for a WordPress site. Unless it is just your hobby site, which you don't really care about, please spend the money on managed hosts or VPS. And apart from security, the most important factor is performance gain. Core web vitals, everything depends on the speed with which response happens. VPS usually gives you a better response, faster response for your queries and your requests. So I will personally always recommend a VPS, but not all VPSs are same.